Hi, and welcome back to All Things Online. So, right now I'm going to show you an emulator for the TI-84 calculators. As of right now, Texas Instruments is giving a free version for 6 months of the TI-84 calculator emulator that they have. They have a few on the iPads and some on Chromebook, but the one we're going to use is the desktop version, so we're going to select software for students. And it will give us four options. And the main one that we want is the one on the very far left, the TI-84 Plus graphing family. Excuse me. This will give us three versions of the TI-84 Plus for free for 6 months. And you can put in an email. I did, but once you do, or if you don't, you can hit submit. And once you hit submit, you will see that you are given two options. One is our Mac version, and the other one is our Windows version. For me, I clicked on Windows, and then you will see down below that is going to be our little access code information that we need. And for me, it took a couple minutes to actually download. And once it was downloaded, it will automatically start to run or start the installation process. And there should be a few pop-up windows that will appear. One will say, do you want to make changes to your computer? You'll say yes, which then will start executing main application files to do the startup. Should take probably a couple seconds, maybe to a minute. Just really depends on your computer's read and write speeds. And once it does that, give it a few more seconds, and it should start downloading everything. And here, this is going to be the setup wizard, and you're going to hit next. And you can say like where you want to store it. I'm just going to keep it on that drive. It's the only drive I have. Hit next. It'll just say once you hit install, it'll start installing. And it will take quite a bit, so I'm going to skip ahead again here. And once you're all done, you're going to hit finish. And it should have installed. Oops. Now in the top left, you'll see that TI Smart View CE is what you're going to have. This is going to be the whole emulator for your calculator. We'll double click on it and it should open relatively quickly. Now, to actually register this program, we're going to have to do a few things. So we're going to say, yes, activate our license. You can do 90 days if you want, but you're most likely going to need it for a lot longer. So we're going to say, yes, activate your license, and hit next. We'll have to grab this code real quick. As long as you kept that window open, it's very important that you have that open. Hit next, hit enter in our license number, and here what we can do is Control V. For Mac, it's probably going to be Command V, and then we will hit next. Here, this is just basically saying that the next couple steps is going to contain a lot of information that we'll need to save. It's just basically letting you know, make sure you know where you're saving your information. So this is going to be our license. It's going to be an LIC file. We're just going to keep it in our documents. Hit save. Now here we're going to click on the web link. And we're going to follow the little prompts. Hit English or whatever you speak. Hit choose file. And this is going to be that LIC file that we want. Hit open. And here we need to put in email address. So I'm going to put in mine now. I'm just going to copy and paste this to make it a little bit easier on me. Now you don't have to fill this out. That's up to you. It just basically puts a name to the product type, to the activation. You don't have to do that. And also you can say, please email me for special offers if you want it afterwards, but I'm going to say no. Just basically going to say what we're trying to activate, which it is the correct thing. Hit proceed. Here we're going to hit download license file, and it's going to be in a little file that we're going to use inside of our emulator. So it's probably going to take a minute or two to actually download. Once it's downloaded, we'll hit next, hit load file, and head over to our downloads. And it's going to be that ACV file. It's going to say web portal. Hit next, and it should light up green if you did it correctly. Hit next. And this is basically going to tell you when you are going to expire and when do you want to be reminded. I'm going to say 30 days just so that if I want to buy this fully, I can do it within the time frame while still having my application approved. Once you're ready, hit next. If you want to hit finish, that just basically closes out the program and you can do whatever you want. Next, we'll open up the actual program. Give it a few seconds. And once it's ready, it will basically ask you if you want to share your data. It's going to be anonymous and everything, but this is going to be sent to Texas Instruments so that if something were to happen in your calculator or something breaks, they can save that and help improve the product over time. This is basically just to help make the product better as time goes on and as more users use it. And especially during this time, there's going to be a lot of users using this. So I'm just going to say no thanks because I'm not going to use that as much as you might. So here, this is basically going to show you that there's 3 different versions, and where you can switch from each version is in that top left corner, that little calculator icon. So let's click on that real quick. Here you got the 3 options. You got the plus silver, I think, or plus C, and then the plus CE. Yeah. So the first one that we have is that plus silver edition, which is the one that I use in real life. And this is the base layout. So it shows your key presses, and it basically runs the same way as the normal calculator would. You have all the buttons available to you. You have the second and alpha buttons. You can graph. You can do any sort of graphing that you would do in a normal calculator that you would have. So if you went over to graph, there you go. If you hit trace, it would trace whatever you did, and so on and so forth. So you can manipulate the spacing, and you can move how the window looks. And we can switch from different versions on the fly. It doesn't have to be stay on one and then shut it down or do something fancy. You can switch from different versions if you want. Also, you can do some screen captures if you are need to record something that you're doing. We have like edit, views, which I'll go over here in a bit. And you do have a lot of different actions that you can do. And you can use your keyboard to enter in different commands. There is some hotkeys that you can use, but primarily the num key operates the numbers. You can also clear your key press history if it gets annoying. So now let's go over and try to change the layout of the actual program. So we're going to go over to View, click on that, and we're going to hit Hide Large Display, and that basically just takes the display and puts it on the calculator. And we can also do Hide Key Press History, and now it makes it significantly smaller, and you can manipulate the sizing of it so it doesn't take up a good portion of your screen. This is a really good program, really easy program, and it's free for 6 months. I would get your copy as soon as possible. Thank you.